Hello and welcome back to our discussion of blood. In this video, we are going to be talking about platelets and hemostasis. Okay, so I want to start off by saying that platelets originate from a cell type called the megakaryocyte. The megakaryocyte, as I described before, is a cell type that has originated from the pluripotent hematopoietic stem cell. Okay. Um, this is a picture of a megakaryocyte. It is a giant cell that has undergone multiple rounds of DNA replication without division, okay, without any cell division. So this is what a megakaryocyte looks like. As you can see, the megakaryocyte kind of like reaches in to the bloodstream, to the sinuses, okay? And from there, the platelets break off from the megakaryocyte, okay? Um, Here are the characteristics of platelets. Platelets actually contain, like I kind of like to say that the platelets are more cell-like than red blood cells because they contain some organelles. So they have mitochondria, they have an ER, they also have these vesicles called granules, okay? And platelets have a lifespan of about 10 days. Platelets play a very large role in a process called hemostasis. That is hemostasis, not to be confused with homeostasis. So this is a different process, okay? Hemostasis is basically the process of keeping blood within a damaged blood vessel, okay? So the idea is if you break a blood vessel, you need to repair it in some way. That's what hemostasis is, okay? Um, but the process of repairing a blood vessel comes with some challenges, okay? So one is that the blood that is going through the blood vessels is under pressure, right? So it's gonna have a natural tendency to leak out of whatever breakage you have in your blood vessel. So that's gonna be a little bit hard to work with. Secondly, whatever you do to repair the blood vessel, whatever process you go through to do that is going to still have to allow blood to move through the blood vessel as you're repairing it, okay? So that's a little tricky. So hemostasis is going to consist of 3 steps: vasoconstriction, which is self-explanatory, platelet plug formation, where you form kind of a temporary blockage of the leak, okay? And then finally, coagulation, which is the formation of a blood clot that reinforces that platelet plug that you made in that second step. So let's take a look at these steps. Okay, so starting with vasoconstriction, as you know, vasoconstriction is the constriction, the narrowing of a blood vessel. We're going to be narrowing the blood vessel that's leading to the damaged area, right? So just a quick question for you. How would that be useful for hemostasis? So just think about that for a second. Okay, so if we constrict the blood vessel that's leading to the damaged area, we're going to lessen blood flow to that damaged area. And in that way, we're going to have less leakage of blood out of that damaged area. So that's vasoconstriction. Now let's move on to our second step, platelet plug formation. And as you can guess from the name, this is where the platelets come in. Okay, so let's take a look at the process of platelet plug formation. First of all, when we damage a blood vessel, what happens is we expose a protein called collagen. Okay, so what you're looking at here is a blood vessel. This is one wall of the blood vessel. This is another wall of the blood vessel. This is the lumen, or the inside of the blood vessel. This is the extracellular fluid out here, okay? And in pink here, this pink layer right here is collagen, okay? So when we break that blood vessel, collagen is going to be exposed. When collagen gets exposed, it starts to stick to platelets that are floating around in the bloodstream, okay? When it sticks to those platelets, it activates those platelets. What does it mean for a platelet to be activated? Well, for one thing, basically, it develops like a spiky outer surface. Okay, so here you can see an inactive platelet. Here you can see an activated platelet. We've got that spiky surface there. And that spiky surface is going to allow it to adhere to other platelets. Okay, so that's one aspect of the platelet being activated. Okay. The other thing that happens when platelets get activated is they start to release these signaling molecules called platelet factors. Okay. What do platelet factors do? They attract and activate additional platelets. Okay. So we have platelet factor being secreted here, and we are attracting more platelets to the platelet plug, and we are activating those platelets. Additionally, I want to mention that the platelet factors are also going to reinforce vasoconstriction. Okay, so they also act as a signal for vasoconstriction. Okay, so finally, we have all these activated platelets. They are just going to aggregate together. So they've developed that spiky surface. They're going to stick to each other. And eventually, they're going to form this plug that acts as a temporary plug to prevent leakage of blood out of the blood vessel.